What's going on? It's been since fucking November. Like I think maybe even close to the beginning of November since the last time I actually made a video. For those of you who didn't see the update that I had posted and then deleted, I had talked about the fact that my puppy had surgery and the medicine that they prescribed her, pain medicine, one of the side effects was incontinence, which is basically having no control over your bladder. So she was sleeping in bed next to me. She pissed and my laptop basically got soaked. And because of that, I could no longer use it. Unfortunately, around that same time, a whole bunch of other shit happened. I ended up getting divorced. I had to move again. And in that, I had to buy a whole bunch of new furniture and all sorts of other shit. So, you know, my money's just been going to other places. But I actually just got a new phone. And the phone has iMovie on it, which is what I used to record before. I'm going to see if I can make a video with iMovie on this phone, or if it's so much of a pain in the ass that it's not worth it. I don't know yet, so we'll see. I messed with it a little bit. It seems doable, but I don't know, like I said. So yeah, let's do this shit. Let's see if I can still, let's see if I still got it. So what we're listening to is what was already in the CD player. This is She Wants Revenge. I think this band is from California. It's got a very gothy feel, but most of the music is like sort of electronic. I don't know how to describe it, and I don't know why I like it, but I really, really, really love this album. This is the self-titled album, the first one. I'll put it in the link below. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so my plan was to always come back and make like a best of 2018 video. It's too far gone. I'm not doing that. But I will show you my top 5 favorite records from last year. And they're all full-length albums, apart from this first one. And I am just going to show you, this is my favorite of everything that came out last year. This is Black Magic SS with Spectral Ecstasy. So man, I was waiting for a long fucking time, over a year, for this album to get a vinyl press, and finally it did. I actually woke up one day and I'd seen that I had some messages from people saying that it was up, and I was like, oh fuck, immediately in my head it snapped. I thought I missed it. I followed the link of one of the people who sent me the link, and I don't remember exactly who it was, but I followed the link and they still had them. So I jumped on it, I bought one. And it was less than a minute later, it said they were sold out. So I'm assuming if I didn't get the very last one, I got one of the very last ones. But I would have been fucking devastated had I actually missed this one. And I probably would have just shelled out the stupid fucking ridiculous prices they're asking for on Discogs. But this right here, I would say is probably my favorite thing to have come out in the last like 10 years. And if any of you think that I'm being hyperbolic or that sounds silly, maybe it sounds silly, but I'm not fucking kidding. I have listened to this thing so many fucking times, not the record, just the album in general, which technically I think this is just an EP, but it's like 30 minutes long, so whatever. But this thing is absolutely out of this world fucking good. My favorite song on here is the first one, Black Hand. Besides that, the song Spectral Ecstasy, the one right behind it, on the track listing, are literally perfect. And there's really honestly nothing to show here. The front cover, which there's a big dick, and you can kind of tell it's sort of in the shape of a swastika, because of course it is. Again, they used a different like cover to the CD, which the CD cover is where the fuck did I have it? Oh, it's over there. You can't see it. There's the back cover right there. I like this sort of weird pillars with the Baphomets on them. The strange trail and like the building at the end is very cool. Track listing, only 6 tracks on this thing. I love it, man. I could run you through the fucking entire track listing. The beginning of My Love, it almost sounds like something Madonna would have done in the fucking 80s. A Hymn of Pride has a very appropriate, like proud sounding chorus to it. Fallen Tale's fantastic. The Oath. Dude, every song on this thing is goddamn near perfect. I don't know the limitations on this. I imagine it was probably around 500. Because it did last a couple hours up on the Infinite Wisdom Bandcamp, or Bandcamp Big Cartel page, one of the two. It's just black vinyl. The label is A and B. It's very simple. Literally not much to show, but I honestly, I love this thing to death, man. There is already a bigger gap of time between this album and whatever they'll do next than there was between Kaleidoscope Dreams and this. So I don't know if we can expect something new soon. Honestly, I hope so. If not, though, it kind of seems like there are some Black Magic SS sort of like clone bands popping up, and I fucking love it. So, yeah, this shit's absolutely fantastic. I think if any of you guys are gonna like this, you probably already know who Black Magic SS is. If you don't know who Black Magic SS is and you listen to this and you hate it, I totally get it. It's real weird. I don't see how somebody could listen to this and not fucking love it. So, honest to God, my favorite thing that came out last year. This is Black Magic SS, Spectral Ecstasy. So the next thing I got here is something that's extra fucking special to me. And this is another record that I can honestly say is one of my favorite albums that have come out in the last 10-15 years, honestly. This is Amigo the Devil with Everything Is Fine. 2 days before Christmas last year, my sister's boyfriend, his name's Matt, he had sent me a link and asked if I knew who it was. And it was this. It was the song Cocaine and Abel. I basically just put on the whole album because he kind of explained what it was, and I was like, yeah, it sounds like I could like it. So I put on the whole album. The first song, Cocaine and Abel, came on, and I was a little bit on the fence. But then the song If I'm Crazy came on, the second song on the album, and I immediately fell in love. I listened to the whole album, then I listened to the whole album again, and then I sort of saw the genius in Cocaine and Abel. I love this album so fucking intensely. Because of all the things that were going on in my life around the time I heard this album, I literally left work that night to drive to Florida, which you guys have no reason to know, but for me, that's about a 14-hour drive. I listened to this album probably 6 or 7 times on the way to Florida, and then at least that many times on the way back as well, not including all the times I listened to the album in Florida. But this album, it's very, very special to me because of the time of my life when, you know, not to sound douchey or anything, everything sucked for me. I kind of explained it in that update video that I ended up deleting. My life was terrible. Like, everything that was happening in my day-to-day life was horrible. But besides all the terrible shit that was happening around that time, I was also getting very close to somebody who is now part of my everyday life in a really big way. And it sort of is just very reminiscent of that time, even though it's only like 8-9 months ago. The song Cocaine and Abel is one of my favorite songs on here. If I'm Crazy is probably my favorite song on here. You're Perfect too is a good one. Hell and You is a song that was carried over from an EP that came out before it. Hungover in Jonestown is absolutely fucking fantastic. The Dreamer is another one of my favorite on here. Everyone Gets Left Behind, Stronger Than Dead, Edmund Temper, The Liars Club. Every song on here is literally fucking perfect. And I don't know how to describe it. Musically, it's not metal. It's kind of like a sort of folk music, I guess, but the lyrics are very, very like witty, very clever, very fun. The songs are very different, like from track to track. There's a lot of variance, and it's really, really fucking cool. I'll show you, front cover there is really nice. You can see half of it is fingerprinted up because it's like glossy, and then the other half is not, which is cool. That's the back cover right there. That's Amigo the Devil there. His name is Danny something. The inside spot gloss says Fine. It comes with this big booklet that has, you know, credits. All the lyrics are in here, shit like that, really fucking cool. There were 2 variants of this. There was like green with black splatter, and then there was a gold version. I just got whatever version I could find. I just needed the record, so gold. Also in the sleeve, I have a ticket. I just saw Amigo the Devil live like maybe a month ago. I got so fucking drunk that night at that show, like beer drunk, which I don't like. The problem for me is with beer drunk, I end up forgetting shit. So unfortunately, the first time I saw Amigo the Devil, a lot of it is very blurry. I ended up kissing Danny from Amigo the Devil on the mouth before I left. And man, that whole next day, I felt like hot fucking trash. I got motherfucking pickled. And that's never good for the following day. So it absolutely will be one of my favorite albums ever at some point. And honestly, I could argue that it already is. Very, very sentimental, absolutely fucking amazing. I listen to this on a near daily basis still all these months later. So fantastic beyond reason, man. If you have not heard Amigo the Devil, more than anything else I'm going to show in this video, this is what you need to hear. That's Everything Is Fine.
You are the hammer, I am the nail, building a house in the fire on the hill. There is a string that leads me to hope. I tied the noose, but you are the rope. And it was a lie that got me in.
Alright, up next, I would say this is probably my third favorite release of last year. This is Cosmic Church with Tatemies. I did no research for this video, at least, you know, not relatively speaking. So I don't know what Tatemies means. I don't remember. I think I looked it up when I had shown the CD in a video at some point, but I don't remember what the fuck it means. And also, that's probably not how it's pronounced. But this is the third and final Cosmic Church album. The first one was called like Absolutism Lavistama or some bullshit, and the second one was Ulysses. From what I understand, it was always Cosmic Church's plan to have 3 albums and then dip out. And this is that album. If you guys aren't familiar with Cosmic Church, very sort of like bright, atmospheric black metal. There's sort of hints of folky influence on this thing, and every now and then you'll get like a super hypnotic riff, and I love that shit. The vocals are on the fence of being sort of very howly, but also sounding very pained. It's good in the mix too, because it's not too loud, but it's not quite distant either. It's just really fucking cool. I absolutely love this album cover as well. It's very fitting considering, you know, like how Ulysses and the EP that came after that, Vigilia, it's very sort of true to that tradition. That's the back cover right there. Really fucking cool, man. I would have loved to have seen this band live before they called it quits. But one thing that Cosmic Church always does, booklet or just in a sheet, they always give you the Finnish and English translations of the lyrics, which it is in Finnish, but they'll give you the English translations as well, which I really appreciate, even though I don't read them. But yeah, cool little booklet like that. All the records are just black vinyl with, you know, red smoky shit on the labels. I don't know that I have a favorite like song on this thing, because this album is probably best experienced as a whole. But I will say that the second to last track is like a 2-minute long instrumental, and it's really, really fucking good, and that goes into like the 9-10 minute like grand finale of Cosmic Church's career, and that's a really, really just good cut from this album. Fantastic stuff. Pretty much all of the songs have a very bright atmospheric quality to them. But if you're not on the Cosmic Church train at this point, I'd hate to tell you that it's too late, but a lot of that shit is out of print now. I don't know if there will be represses. I think I remember there being mention of no represses, but Ulysses was repressed, I think, last year. I know this one's sold out now, but if you can find a copy of it, or even the CD, if you can get a CD copy of this thing, you just gotta hear the album. It's absolutely fucking fantastic. I have no idea what I'll put for a song clip into this one, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. It won't be hard. Every part of this album is fucking awesome. So, I think we all know it, but if not, that's Cosmic Church with Tatemies. Alright, I would say probably right behind Cosmic Church in the hierarchy of records to come out last year is this. This is Ungfell with Mythum Marin Pestilens. This band formed in Switzerland in like 2014, and the only reason I'm even giving any of this information is because you know, I've never talked about Ungfell before. But they formed in Switzerland like 5 years ago or something like that, and this is the second full-length album. And they don't have much outside of this. They have another album that came out in like 2017, the year before, which I actually prefer. They have a split with Dogma, and they have a demo, which I don't remember what that was called. And I'm sure it's no surprise to any of you, but I really, really love this sort of medieval black metal stuff, especially when it's more folky, and that's exactly what I would consider this. It's fucking great. There's lots of different vocal styles on this thing. There's howls, there's sort of like strained screams, there's some deep growls. The album just feels very epic, which I think if it could be summed into any one word, that would probably be it. I think this was limited to 250 copies, and this is the second press of this one, which I was happy to see pop up because I missed the first press. I don't exactly remember why. There's the album cover right there. It looks like a couple people being banished from like a kingdom or something. This dude's got a dog, and they look pretty sad, I guess. There's the back right there. You got all the track listing and some mountains and shit. There's the inside right there. None of the songs are in English or anything. You got the picture of the two band members, and then there they are hanging out. It is just black vinyl. I believe all of the copies were on black vinyl, even the first press. And this does come with a poster, which I think is quite funny. Here's the poster. You got these two dudes hanging out. This guy up top looked like he's combed his hair, never not one time. Then you get this guy on the bottom who's making like a face, which I always think that's funny. So this is fucking awesome. If you haven't heard any of the Ungfell stuff, I actually, like I said, prefer the album that came before this, which I don't remember how to say it. It's like Toten something. But this one's probably easier to get your hands on because there has been a repress of it. It's fantastic. It's easily one of my favorite things to have come out last year, which is why I'm speaking about it now. And if anyone is into the sort of medieval folky style of black metal that, you know, a lot of bands seem to be popping up with the style of, this is a great place to start. So check it out. That's Ungfell with Mythen Marin Pestilence. Alright, I know I've kind of blown through these records. This is going to be a relatively short video. Honestly, I don't even know if this is something I will be able to edit. Because like I said, this is being filmed on a phone and I'm going to have to edit it on this phone. So we'll see. And just a disclaimer, this is not the order they would probably be in if I hadn't shown other records already. Like, for example, my third favorite release last year, if I had to put it in a list, it wouldn't have been that Ungfell record. It probably would have been that Forlore record, but I already showed that. I already showed Candelabram's Portals, which would have been up there. So to take their place, this is Archgoat with the Luciferian Crown. So back in 2015, Archgoat released the Apocalyptic Triumphator, and that is my favorite Archgoat record, even still since this has come out. However, this album is basically the Apocalyptic Triumphator Part 2. This is where that left off. The songs are a lot more memorable than they were on like The Light Devouring Darkness or Horror of Bethlehem, in my opinion. I know a lot of people love those albums, and I do too, just not quite as much as this. So I could run you through the track listing on this thing, but I don't think it's really necessary. It's Archgoat. Pretty much every song is an Archgoat song. Though I will say, Darkness Has Returned has a riff pretty close to the beginning of it, which is fucking awesome. And that's probably what I'll use for the song clip of this one. It's really fucking good. Messiah of Pigs is my other favorite. I think that was the first single they had put out for this album. I love the super reverbed gurgle vocals that Lord Angel Slayer uses, man. It's it's so fucking nasty. I would say if this album had any high points, it would be when it slows down, because it does get very like trancey and hypnotic in the riffs, and those vocals don't let up at all. It's so fucking good. I'll show you the packaging. It's basically just the devil there on top of a big heap of people who are all naked. This is basically like the same type of layout as Deborah Morty does for most of the Archgoat stuff. More artwork on the inside, big Archgoat logo. This is just a black vinyl version, so I'm not going to pull that out. But you do get a big booklet, which I love that they include this shit, man. So inside of the big booklet, obviously you have like the band members and all the lyrics and shit like that. You get a big like expanded version of the cover art, which is quite cool. All the lyrics, really fucking good. So if you like super fucking disgusting, nasty, like gurgly sort of fast Black Death, and you don't know Archgoat, I would say that is more of a problem than you probably know. But I also don't think that that's even possible, because everybody knows Archgoat. I'm just talking about it because I really like it, and I'd like to put something out for you guys. This video is probably going to be awful. I really don't know. But this is a fantastic record. There's not a bad cut on this thing. It's really good, and I'm sure you guys all know that it's really good. So, yeah, Archgoat, Luciferian Crown. For this one, man, that's 5 records I just blew through for you guys. Hopefully I can get back into the swing of doing this, but it probably won't be a weekly thing. I can try, but I'm not making any fucking promises. I got so much shit going on all the time, and you know, this unfortunately has to take a back burner because my life is not quite as I guess routined as it used to be, but I'm making it work and I'm having fun. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back as soon as I get back. So, yeah, fuck you guys.